Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Daniel James, and as always, if you're new here, welcome. I want to get straight into this today. I want to ask you, do you get focused on what is missing in your life rather than actually focusing on what is already there? Now, this comes off the back of a post I posted yesterday, which read, are you locked into what's missing? So locked in that you're actually missing what's already there. And I feel like this is something that we all get stuck in. We get so caught on the negativity. Because there's a lot of things to be negative about. There's a lot of debt in the world. There's a lot of people that are struggling financially. There's all this talk of wars. There's all this stuff. Yes. But there's also so much abundance out there. There's so many amazing things in your life to be grateful for, especially if you live in the West. If you live in the Western world, if you're in the UK, if you're in the USA, if you're any of the countries in Europe, most of the countries in Europe, should I say, sorry, you have a house, you have electricity, you have heating. You have food, you have the ability to get access to pretty much most of the things that you need to keep you alive and, more importantly, safe. Now, this is all to do with your mindset. Where is your mind set at? Is the set point to always be looking at the negative? Because if it is, what happens is we lose the ability to take a step back and see all the amazing things that are there. Now, I'm not here today to talk and say, yeah, you've got to ignore the fact that you may be struggling to get out of that paycheck to paycheck cycle. I'm not saying ignore your debt. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, are you giving your attention to the right things? Because what you give your attention to, you give your energy to. So if you're constantly focusing on all the lack, you don't have the energy to focus on the abundance and the opportunity. Because there's always stuff there. There's something called the Law of Polarity. And that states you can't have up without down. You can't have left without right. You can't have good without bad. So if there is the bad things, there must be good things out there. There must be something good at that situation that we can leverage. Even if the good thing at that situation to leverage is, hey, do you know what? Next time I'm never making that mistake again, or I'm not making that decision again, or whatever it may be. Cool, that's a positive we can leverage. But you're taking that step back, because what we get, we focus on. We get what we focus on, sorry. We get what we focus on. So what is your focus on? What is your attention on? The way that I use this and liken this is, if you take your hands, don't do this if you're driving, but take your hands and put your little fingers together so they're out in front of you, the palms facing you. If you take your palms and you bring them up to your face and then try and look, all you can see is your fingers. You can only see little bits of the world around you. And that's what it's like having this mindset. You can't see all the positivity because all you're focused in on is negativity. What we need to do is just move our hands away so we can see that actually, yes, the negativity is there, but we can also see all the amazing stuff that is out there too. We get so consumed in the negative. And the temptation is that we blame this negativity for our situation. Oh, I'm here because of this. I'm here because of that, because of her, because of them. We get caught in this victim mindset. If you're a long-term listener of the show, you'll know that getting stuck in that negative victim mindset never helps us. Because we have the power to get ourselves out. No one is coming to save us. And the sooner we can take a step back and realize, hey, do you know what? It's my decisions, it's my actions, it's my attitude that kind of led me down this path. It may not have been my fault, but right now, it's my responsibility to get myself out. I did things that probably looking back at it weren't great and led me to this place, but I didn't know any better. I was doing the best with the tools that I had. I was doing the best with the information that I had. I was doing the best with the awareness that I had. But the results it's led me to, not great. Okay. Dust yourself off. Flip the script. What now are we going to do to get ourselves out of that? And it starts with flipping your attention and starting to focus in on the opportunities. Start asking yourself empowering questions. How am I going to get out of this? Who do I know? What resources have I got? What things can I learn? All of those things, although they may not instantly get you out of the issue that you're in, it guides you down the right path to get yourself out of it. It reminds me of the story of Daniel and the lion. And again, if you're not familiar with the story, Daniel gets thrown into the lion's den. Daniel turns his back to the lions, asks God for help. The ladder comes down and he gets out. For me in this story, I believe, again, God is within us. So what happens is, rather than Daniel facing his problem head on and being like, Just staring at the problem, staring at the problem. He's going to get eaten alive by the lions. What he does is he turns his back on the problems, meaning he knows they're there. But what he does is he goes internally and asks himself, hey, how am I going to get myself out of this? What do I need to do? What would be ideal? A ladder. And then a ladder comes down, meaning he'd solve the problem. He solved the problem. He didn't just focus on the solution. He didn't focus on the problem. He focused on the solution. And that's what we need to do. We just stop giving all our time, energy, and effort on the problem and start to focus on solutions. Start to look at the abundance and opportunity that's out there. I hope this episode helped you. If you'd like to sign up for my free newsletter, click on the link down below. It means that I come into your inbox every Sunday morning with a morning coffee prompt that will help guide you to a place of empowerment. Until next time, take it easy.